said it was over your head.
Answer should be B. Answer on this one should be A. Answer on this one is C. Answer on this one is A. Answer for this one is D. Here's a quick review. Say it out loud. 4x is right. 12x to the fourth. Three x over 2, yes.
That'd be 3 over 2x.
3x over 2.
Why not keep doing that?
20x to the 7.
20x to the 7.
That'd be 4 over 3. 4 over 3.
4 over 3 is the answer.
That's going to be 12.
12x to the fourth, yeah.
That's going to be
X. No, negative x.
Oh, you can do that?
1 over x.
That's going to be positive.
Negative
1 over 2.
2x squared.
1 over 2x squared, yeah.
That's
How do you go to 3?
3. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
Can't write the wall.
The winning number is 2. Today's objective. We're going to factor by grouping in leading up to this whole objective. So here's example 1. To factor by grouping, I have to pick 2 terms out of these 4 that have something in common. Can you pick 2 terms that have something in common?
18ax squared and 20x.
Alright, we can start with that. And when you do that, you have to write them out. 18ax squared plus 20x to the third. Put parentheses around it. And if the sign of the first term of the second quantity is positive, then all you have to do is just put a plus sign. And then write the other 2 terms. Had it been a negative sign on that 27a, then we'd have to do other stuff, which we'll look at later. Okay, so you've grouped them, and that's what we're doing, factoring by grouping. But now you have to look at the first group and find what they have in common. What can I take out of both of them? Can't take a 4 out of 18. Can't take a 5 out of 18.
6.
Can't take a 6 out of 20. 9 won't come out of 20.
4.
Not 4.
2.
2, yes, 2. What else can I take out? How high of an x?
Squared.
X squared, right. Can't take out an x to the third or else we'd be stuck there. Now go backwards. What do I have to multiply 2x squared by to get 18ax squared? 9. 9a. Because we already have an x squared on the 18 and we have an x squared on the 2, so There's nothing to multiply by. What would I multiply 2x squared by to get 20x to the third?
10x.
Just 10x, because 10x times 2x squared would give me 20x to the third. What about the second group? What do they have in common? Yeah, just a 3 and that's it. So what do I multiply 3 by to get 27a? 9a. And 3 times what is 30x? 10x. Do I have the same quantity here as I have here? If you do, then you write out this and this, 2x squared plus 3. And then in the second set, just one of these, 9a plus 10x. That's the final answer, and you can write your final answer in several ways, especially when there's plus signs in both. You can reverse them. Yeah, you can reverse this and this. You can reverse this and this. You can also reverse the entire quantities, left and right.
So you put 9a.
Example 2. Give me two terms that I could group together to start with. 2ab and 3b. Okay, we'll do that. 2ab. And if I do the 3b, that's minus 3b. So here are the two that we've started with. Now we have to go to the other two. And you use them in order. But this one has a minus sign on it. Anytime the first item in your second set has a minus sign on it, you have to put that minus sign outside, and then inside that parenthesis you're going to put the opposite of this. So it's not minus 2ax, it's just 2ax. And put the opposite of this one in there, minus 3x. If you don't do that, you're going to come up with the wrong answer if it is factorable. Well, look at the first group. What does the first group have in common? Yeah, it has a b, and I don't see much else. So b times what is 2ab? 2a. And b times what is 3b? 3. Now over here, what can I take out of the second group? X. X times what is 2ax? 2a. X times what is 3x? 3. Do I have the same quantity here and here? Yes. So we will have an answer of b minus x and 2a minus 3. Again, you can switch the quantities on this one, but inside the parentheses it would be trickier for this. You could have negative 3 plus 2a or negative x plus b. So that's generally not what we write. We want a positive first term in most cases. Where should I start on this?
56a squared, ax squared minus 32x.
Alright, so we'll start here, and if we do that, what can we factor out of 56ax squared and 32x to the third?
8x squared.
8x squared, yes. And to get back to 56ax squared, I would have to multiply by 7a. And then for the 32x to the third, I'd have to have a 4x. Now these over here, let's see, 35a and 20x, I can get a 5 out of both of them. And that's it? Okay, so that'll give me a 7a minus 4x. So we do have the same thing here. 8x squared plus 5 and 7a minus 4x. On the bonus, 30 over 20 cancels out to 3 over 2. And x squared over x is x on top, but y over y squared is y on the bottom. 3x over 2y. Answer on this one, 15 over 10 cancels to 3 over 2. The x's cancel all the way out, and y to the fourth over y is y to the third on top. 5 squared is 25, and 3 x to the third to the second, you multiply the exponents. So it's 25x to the sixth. Answer on the bonus should be 125x to the ninth. Try practice 2. A solution here. The solution is not factorable. Answer should be x to the ninth, y to the ninth. X over 4, or x to the fourth over x to the third, is simply x on top. And y to the seventh over y to the sixth is just a y on top. xy. Your first thought might be, since you have a minus sign, a 9x squared, which is a perfect square, and you see this, plus this is an 18, you might think, well, that's really an 81 if you look at it too fast. It's not a difference of 2 squares, so you can't do anything but factor out a 9 and be left with 9 times the quantity x squared minus 2y squared. Answer on this one should be C. Answer on this one is D. Example 3. What 2 terms should I use to start with? Alright, so if I use these 2, there went my notification center. Alright, so what would I take out of those 2? A 3? Yeah, you can take 9 out, as Storms is trying to keep from laughing over here. Yeah, you can take a 9 out. You can take a 9 and what else out? X to the second. So what does that leave me with?
A and X.
Yeah, a minus x. Now over here, what can I take out of those? A 2? Are you sure it's not a 2? Alright, it's a 10. And then what are we left with? A minus x. So 9x squared plus 10, and then a minus x. What should I use? What 2 should I use?
20xy minus 4by.
Okay, so if I use these 2, what can I take out? 4y, and that leaves me with what? 5x minus b. Now on this next one, you have a minus sign there in front of the first term, so you have to put a minus here. And then on the inside, this one would change to what?
Positive 15a and minus 3a.
Yeah, that's right. And when you what can you factor out from both of them? 3, and that's it? 3a, and what am I left with?
5x and plus b minus b.
Yeah, so that would be 4y minus 3a, and then 5x minus b. On the bonus, this is a difference of 2 squares. X plus 5, x minus 5 is how you factor that out. X plus 6, x minus 6. That'll be x plus 10, x minus 10.
Come on, you know we better know the